2 years ago, we moved into our dream apartment in Vancouver. Corner unit, panoramic mountain and ocean views, magical sunsets every night, and in my favorite neighborhood. But we had to leave. And not for the reasons why you would think. So here's what $2,800 gets you in Vancouver and why we had to leave. Hey, I'm Elaisha and I am a 30-something-year-old meditation and manifestation teacher who's spending the next year getting her sparkle back and glowing up from the inside out. And I'm sharing all of the unhinged and woo-woo things that I am doing to get me there. And you're coming with me. Here's why leaving our dream apartment in Vancouver was a big part of the process of getting my sparkle back. Before we get into the apartment tour, let's talk about why my husband and I picked this apartment in the first place. So this apartment was in our dream neighborhood of Hastings Sunrise in Vancouver. In my opinion, it is one of the most underrated neighborhoods other than Joyce Collingwood. It's so well placed. It's near a lot of community events at the P&E, for instance, like concerts would happen a 10-minute walk away from us. But as well, it was so close to new and upcoming restaurants like Celine, Peya, and Helena. Also community staples like the Palestinian restaurant Tamam, so good there, and even La Fa. It was right by the water and Brighton Park, which is one of my favorite parks to visit in Vancouver. Again, very underrated, stunning beach. I adore it there. As well, another reason why we picked this apartment is because it was so much quieter than our last one. We actually moved into this apartment from a townhouse that we were renting in Fairview that we adored, and then we had some really disruptive neighbors move in across from us and we had to get out. Finally, maybe this wasn't smart, but one of the number one reasons why we picked this place is because of the views. In this apartment, it was north facing with actual panoramic views of the ocean on the west side, the mountains on the north side. We were able to see the fireworks that would happen downtown. Like, it was a dream of a view. Anytime our friends would come over, they'd have to like scrape their jaws off of the floor. That is how amazed they were with the space. You've waited long enough, so here's what $2,800 gets you in Vancouver. Front area had a washer dryer. Then this is the guest bathroom. We had a pretty large living room, but a pretty small section to be able to have our like TV and sofa. And this is the guest bedroom, but it served as an office for us. This is the den, which was down the hallway near the front door area. Then this is the master bedroom with a pretty small but standard closet. Behind the door, I used that as a closet too with a Pax wardrobe. This is the master bathroom, and unfortunately the light would shine into the bedroom and onto the bed as well. This is what the view would look like at night from the master bedroom. It was actually stunning. I know it was gross that day, but I wanted to show you what it really looked like. This is the patio, which I think is the best part of the apartment itself. Absolutely stunning, incredible north-facing views. It was gross that day, so this is what it truly looked like during the day, and during the fall, I missed it so much. Realized I didn't show you the kitchen, but this is what the kitchen looked like with smaller appliances. Here's why we had to leave. Number one, we needed more space. We downsized from a 1,300 square foot townhouse into a 750 square foot apartment. So it was 2 bed, 2 bath, but everything felt really cramped. In the townhouse, we had an entire floor for our bedroom, an entire floor for both of our offices, one being a den, one being a guest bedroom, and then upstairs we had an entire floor for our living room and kitchen and entertainment space, plus 3 balconies. Maybe it was wishful thinking to think we'd be able to downsize our entire lives that much. We tried and sold a lot of furniture. We got rid of a lot of things. We just still felt that it wasn't enough space for us and even the furniture that we loved. I will admit the space was always temporary for us. Like, we moved there to, one, escape the terrifying neighbors, but also to save a lot of money. Like, our expenses dropped by about $500 a month. We had always focused on moving so that we could save a bunch of money to make our next move. The things that actually really bugged me about this apartment is that we couldn't personalize it. Love painting and hanging things, and we just weren't allowed to put any screws in the wall. We weren't allowed to paint. We weren't allowed to put up even peel and stick wallpaper. And honestly, there is nothing like the sound of your command strips giving up the ghost in the middle of the night. Now I'm going to move into a few of the things that really pushed us out. The first thing being the building itself. While it was a completely new unit, nobody else had ever lived there before. For some reason, the build quality was pretty awful. Like, the elevator, anytime we entered into it, would bounce a bit and it felt pretty unsafe. I would just take the stairs all the time. In fact, the second elevator that was there, that was in the parking garage that led to the outdoors, we had to help some kids that got stuck in that elevator. Everything just kind of felt a bit sketchy around the elevators themselves. And on top of it, the building itself was straddling 2 management company. It just made it tough for us to get repairs or, file inquiries. In that experience too, some of the residents, like, common sense just didn't feel very common. I forgot to mention, temperature is really important to us, and it got hot in that place, like really warm, very uncomfortable even at night. A little secret from you on one of the reasons why we decided to leave our dream apartment. As many of you know, the housing market in Vancouver is extremely competitive, but it took a bit of a downturn while we were living in this dream apartment. And my husband and I looked at each other, we said, it's time. So we left our dream apartment because we're buying another one. Subscribe or watch my next video to see what the experience was like manifesting our dream home in one of the most unaffordable markets in the world. It does not go the way you expect it to.